Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
I don't know about the laughter part. Oh, I love that rockin' band. I do. I definitely do. Okay. They rock on a bit. They rock on a bit. Oh, yeah. Good morning, people of Earth. Today is Monday, May 15th. Beware the Ides of May, I guess. 2023. Monday, a start of a new week, new beginnings. And for some people, depending on your entrepreneurial spirit, I guess, Monday is the best day of the week. How do you feel about that? Well, there is a new story on one of my dopey Apple news feeds here that says workers now spend 2 full days a week on emails and meetings. I find this to be true. It was true when I was in the working force. And one of the things that I hated most about working in the corporate world, and even small businesses to some extent, have adopted this. We need to have a meeting about everything, and we need to over email everything. Everybody needs to be included on every email, and everybody needs to respond. And you spend all day reading emails, and then we have to have a meeting about the 97 emails that went back and forth before lunch. So let's take a half hour to meet, where nothing will be said. As soon as you get back to your desk, there's emails recapping the dopey meeting you just had. And this is the state of American business, I mean, probably worldwide business. We waste a lot of time and efficiency. And for what? For what? Technology, yeah, has it made our jobs easier? In some respect. But in some respect, also, it has made a clusterfuck out of what should be simple. Pick up the phone and make a phone call, get the deal done. We don't need to include Tom from marketing. Nobody likes Tom anyway, to be honest with you. They should have named him Dick. Anyway, we don't need to include Tom on everything. We don't need to include Linda from sales on everything either. We don't need to include everybody in the conversations and then have a meeting about what we just type back and forth to each other. Everybody, you could be one cubicle over and you're emailing the guy on the other side of your cubicle wall instead of just saying, "Hey, Louie." His name is Louie. Anyway, if you like me, and you're probably not, which is a good thing for you, but if you like me at all, you dream about sleeping. My weekend was not as productive as I would have liked it to be. Spent an awful lot of time taking naps between naps. Maybe that's the age. Maybe I'm just like getting ready to die. Planning on the long sleep, and I'm practicing for it. I'm working my way up to the long sleep. But in any case, I'm sleeping a lot more and looking forward to going back to sleep a lot more. Now, there is this issue around the witching hour where it becomes torturous. And I think I'm not alone in this. If I read my social media posts, not mine, my feed, the people who post on all the channels, platforms, seems like a lot of people are going through this middle of the night insomnia, not getting clear, consistent sleep with enough REM stuff. So it makes for some weird dreams, I tell you that much. Maybe the edibles aren't helping all that much, to be honest with you. But I don't know. How about you? Are you sleeping okay? I don't have a guest scheduled for this morning, which is why I'm already starting to ramble about nonsense and looking for feedback from the audience. I will be taking phone calls or attempting to take phone calls using Google Voice today at that number that's on the screen right now, 631-769-5242. If you're on the radio side and would like to hear your comments, even if you're driving, if you got, if you got Bluetooth and can talk while driving, you're free to call that number, 631-769-5242. I have not done this in a while this way. So I'm not guaranteeing it'll even work. Uh, anyway, where was it? Oh, the sleeping thing. Yeah, so I think there is something going on, and it all is around this witching hour. Because when I get up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to sleep, I do check my Twitter feed to find out who else can't sleep, and it seems to be a lot of people uh, in that condition lately. Why? Maybe is it somehow related to the mass trauma of that the pandemic laid on all of us? And people can deny that all they want, but I think we all got fucked up somehow, mentally fucked up from what went on with the coronavirus stuff, the lockdowns, and all that stuff. No matter where your politics fall on the stuff, or your conspiratorial bullshit falls on all this stuff, I think there's no denying we all got changed a little bit. And I know my sleeping habits changed dramatically during that time. Everything about my life changed dramatically during that time. So could have something to do with it. I don't know. Um, been getting a lot of emails, well meant, well intended emails um, that are aimed at helping me deal with the no show problem. And believe me, I appreciate everybody's concern, everybody's want to help. A lot of emails with a lot of different suggestions. I've tried them all pretty much. Uh, it comes down to this. Chew is what it comes down to. I'm having hay fever problems in the morning on Monday, May 15th, 2023. Excuse me. Um, it comes down to this. I have tried making people put up a deposit, people who want to be on the show. See, you have to understand the different ways people get booked on the program to understand the whole dynamic of this thing. There are publicists. Publicists sent me hundreds and hundreds of potential guests. I don't approve them all. Got to read through them all, see, does that make any sense for the audience? Are people interested in that? Once that happens, emails go back and forth, pick a date, all that kind of stuff. Um, and so that's how it goes with the publicists. Sometimes I reach out to the guests. Those guests almost never are a no-show. They almost always show up. If I reach out to somebody and say, want to be on the show, and whatever their first response is, when it comes down to actually booking the show, I think I could say almost 100%, if not 100%, those people show up 100% of the time. Times people don't show up or when people, and this is a whole different way of booking, people reach out through one of the podcasting platforms that I am listed on for podcasters and guests to hook up, which I don't ever go on looking for guests anymore. I did long time ago. I'm having some bandwidth issues. I apologize for that. They go on that, say Pod Match or Matchmakers and all these different. They send the request through there. The majority of those people are hit and miss. And I've had a lot of, and I'm not putting Pod Match down as the singling them out. It's all of those podcaster hookup type of things. And this is where my Friday guest, Eli Halpern, came from Pod Match. But again, not singling out Pod Match. It's just one of many. I did go back and forth between them. Hey, you missed your show. Well, what happened? Did you send a calendar invite to me? No, we went back and forth in emails. You should put it on your own calendar. It oftentimes it comes down to, did I put it on their calendar for them? No, you're responsible for putting. I got enough to friggin' do. Then send you a calendar invite. We put it on email. You have control over your own calendar. Put it on your own calendar. Make it. Why does it come down to me to be reminding you to be responsible? I put it on my calendar. Anyway, there's a whole lot of ways that people get booked. I tried making people put a deposit. That a lot of comedians can't afford the deposit. Flat out, can't afford to put $50 or $25 down to make sure they show up for this, and it does make them less inclined. It seemed like I might be grifting. They're afraid. Oh, you're gonna do everything you can to keep my money. No, I just don't want to have to do the work. But so I tried that. I went down that. I tried, sending thousands and thousands of reminders. That becomes work intensive on me. The best way to solve this problem, I think, is to grow the staff. So if I can concentrate on duties and have a co-host who has other responsibilities that they can, and some contributors can lighten the load and get a better handle on the administrative back end of this. Now, it seems to the casual observer that I have more no shows than anybody else. The reason for this, nobody else is doing 5 live streams a week. Most people, if they're doing live streams at all, John Pavaramo at the height of the pandemic was doing 5 live streams a week. And for the most part, his guests always showed up. But it was the scenario which I mentioned where he went reaching out to guests. When you reach out to them, when you go after somebody, those people almost always show up. But very few people are doing 5 shows a week. And most people are pre-taping them, not doing them live. So you don't know how many people actually don't show up. And, you're only doing one a week. Even if the one you scheduled didn't show up, you can get somebody else and just, because it's taped and it's not live, you just, shuffle around your schedule and nobody misses a show. So I appreciate all the concerns, all the intent to help. I think basically the best solution for this is when the team, if you will, starts to grow, if it starts to grow, that will take care of itself. Now, I have put out ads, as you all know, put out ads for a co-host. I will be making phone calls. There's no way I can audition everybody. I'm going to probably select the top 10 or 20 interesting emails that came through. Sorry, but I wasn't expecting. After a year of putting this ad out and getting no response, now I have hundreds of responses. A lot of the responses were, for whatever reasons, robots or bots or whatever you want to call it. I don't get I don't get what that serves. Why would you have a bot fill out a form or respond? But I got a lot of that. So out of maybe 800 emails. I would say almost 500 of them, or maybe more, are bottish, but still several hundred human beings responding to the co-host. Now, there is another position, which is contributor, which is unlimited in numbers of people who can apply for that. And what a contributor is, just somebody who has something to add to the program. I put in 3 to 5 minute bits. It could be 1 minute, and it could be taped. It could be live. Um, just an interesting. If you have something to say, whether it's funny, it doesn't have to be funny. It could be commentary. It could be. Hopefully, it would be funny. Could be a musical performance. Anything. If you want to contribute to the program and be part of it, there is a way we can get you semi-monetized. Now, listen, for 1 to 3 minutes or 3 to 5 minutes, it's going to take time to get you paid for doing that. I mean, cumulatively, probably hours and hours and hours of material before you ever see a dime, if we're being honest about it. Advertising in this format is fractions of a penny for an hour of watchable time. So listen, if you're doing it to make money, I don't want to deceive you and think, oh well, there's big money in it for you. Not now. It could be, if we, and the platform could be a lot more powerful, a lot more entertaining, add more value to people with more people on the team. So again, phone line is open, but I'm not sure it's working. It's a Google Voice number, and I have not done it this method to take phone calls. I usually just hook up my phone, but that requires using loopback. And last time we got some complaints that there was some weird feedback echoing on the radio side, so I'm kind of reluctant to go that route, especially on a Monday morning after I haven't slept all that well. So that's the deal with that. Scott Braven, the bass player for the Rockin' 45s, yesterday texted me. We're going over some dates that we're booking, and he gave me some dates that he'll be out. What are the dates he'll be out? I'm just curious about this. I'm not exposing Scott's whole schedule to you, or whatever, I'm not doing. I'm not doing that. Where is it? He says. It'll be in Arizona from Wednesday, September 27th to Saturday, October 7th. So not to book Gatesville. I said, what part of Arizona? Chandler, Phoenix, and Bisbee. Like, for real? Bisbee? You're going to Bisbee? So, he said a buddy of his is in the Bisbee Music Hall of Fame. Tom Kanopka, are you listening? A buddy of his is in the Bisbee Music Hall of Fame. That's pretty impressive that Bisbee, they have a population, I believe, 4,000 people, that they have enough musicians for a Hall of Fame in a town that has 4,000 people. And he jams with the locals when he visits. Really nice, welcoming community. Yeah, I know that. I'm just surprised. So Scott's going to Bisbee. Good for him. And you know what? Hopefully you'll get to meet Rabbi Kanopka or some of the other locals. But I'm interested in who this Music Hall of Fame guy. Let's see here. Hey Scott, who's the guy in the Bisbee Music Hall of Fame? What's his name? That's just interesting that they have a Music Hall of Fame in a little town like New York City doesn't have a Music Hall of Fame. Long Island does. And we have people who are not Long Island. We have people, Louis Armstrong, who's from New Orleans, is in our Music Hall of Fame. These Hall of Fames get all fucked up anyway. So I don't know what they mean. But I just think that's pretty cool. Scott is going to Bisbee before I am. I've never been to Bisbee. Drove through it once, I believe, many, many years ago. And that's all I know about it. But be interesting to see if I can get Rabbi Kanopka to meet Scott, take a picture with him. Maybe hold up the New York Times so I know it's proof of life. That whole kind of thing. Once again, to go, I might know I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place every morning here. Was a pretty uneventful weekend here. Now, Mother's Day, and I did get some crap about this. People think, oh, Matt Napo sent a photo. Matt Napo is what? Are you done watching? Cancellation will be effective the end. What? Matt Napo sent a. Who's this Matt Napo? No, you're not even a real Matt Napo. I'm getting Facebook messages from myself. No, a different Matt Napo. But they're scams. It's a scam email about Netflix. So I want to cancel Netflix. I canceled Netflix years ago. You know what, Matt Napo? Don't bother me. I don't want to hear from any Matt Napos. Well, there's one Matt Napo I wouldn't mind hearing from, but he's no longer with us, to be honest with you. They say he's always with you. That's kind of creepy. That's a kind of creepy thing to think about. Anyway, yesterday was Mother's Day, and I posted the photo of Richie Albano, who is a fan of the band. He's also a fan of Miss Fire Island, and he also likes to dress up in drag. But he always he doesn't call himself a trans person. He doesn't call himself a drag queen. And he always either has it around, he has his public appearances in drag, generally around Halloween or the Miss Fire Island pageant as a cover. Anyway, he's a good guy. And there's pictures of him because he looks like me. There's pictures of him in a dress and a wig. And he's with me, he comes up on stage and grabs me and has somebody take a picture of him. And this happens a lot, especially when we play outdoors. He'll just jump on stage in drag and take a picture with me. So I put his picture on my Mother's Day posting yesterday, saying that and it wasn't, and this is a memory from like years ago, but it came back yesterday. And I guess some people are seeing it for the first time and thought it was a really good Photoshop of me in drag with myself. No. First of all, Richie's 6'7". He looks like me, but he's 7 inches taller than me. He's 6'7", and he wears 9-inch heels or whatever. Way the hell up there, like 7 foot something in his high heels. But no, for the people and lots of them. How'd that's great Photoshop work, man. It looks seamless. I can't even tell how you did that. I didn't do that. It's not Photoshop. They're real photos. It's another guy, not me. Listen, if it were me, I would cop to it. Photos of Richie are everywhere. You can go to Richard Albano, look up his Facebook page, and you'll see lots and lots of stuff like that. Anyway, I just wanted to clear that up. Not that I have any problem with people thinking that it was me. Hey, what is this Kenny Arnoff sending a video? Oh, that's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out. I am working on getting some really interesting guests. Your browser might prevent calls from ringing. So if you're calling, I might not see it ringing. I got to keep an eye on this page. I'm not happy with this Google Voice thing, to be honest with you. I'm really not. Let me tell you folks about Mood. Can I tell you about Mood? Let's see if I can tell you about Mood. We'll go with we'll go. Wait, no, not that one. We'll go with this one. Let's see. Yeah, we'll talk about Mood. Well, let me tell you about Mood. Mood is 100% legal. Hello again. Ooh, people down a little. Lower down there, you whoosh. There you go.
We've been up and down this road of life.
Oh, that's Mikey singing. I thought this was just instrumental.
Seen some sunny
You know what?
days,
I'm gonna do it.
been through nasty
I'm gonna
weather.
call an audible here and change the music. Let's go with this one. All right, yeah, that's a little better. Let me tell you about Mood. Mood is 100% legal THC. You digging it? You can get it anywhere. They ship it right to your door. I know you probably go out. You probably go out to buy it from a guy, like the old school, or you're going to a dispensary where they're taking cash. You know, you guys get a lot of rock bands. Can't think of them anyway. They're taking your cash and not paying taxes on it like was intended for legalized marijuana. Anyway, you can get this right to your door, delivered right to your door. For me, it usually takes 2 days. Great product. Mood Online Dispensary focuses on offering customers nothing but the highest quality products. Mood products are produced on small farms and sold at affordable prices, so you can afford to have the best Delta 8 flour, roll-ups, concentrates, edibles, and vapes delivered to your doorstep by the best online dispensary. Every flower you buy from Hello Mood is tested by a third-party DEA registered lab and come with a certificate of analysis. You know you're getting good stuff. Not like when you buy from the guy. You never know. It's a crapshoot. Yeah, we'll try this out. Smoke it. It's like, yeah. There you go. Anyway, Hello Mood features Delta 8 THC products tailored to set your mood. Now, this is an interesting, you got the sativa and indica. One is creative, one is lay on the couch. Hello Mood's currently available moods are body soother. I just, my hands are hurt from ink and I overdid it. Body soother, chill mood, creative mood, which I need more than anything, energized mood, which I need second most than anything, erotic mood, which I probably could have used a little more of in my younger days. These days, sex is appealing as an idea, but as a physical activity, basic. Done pretty quickly. No need to impress anybody here. I am a minute man. Anyway, you got your euphoric mood, your focus mood, which is to me the same as a creative mood. Evening relaxation, social mood. You just want to talk it up. You want to be the life of the party, or a versatile mood. I don't know what that means. Versatile mood means what? You want to get in a threesome? You want to do a little bit of anyway, let me show you some of the Mood product here and impress the hell out of you, because I know you're going to be impressed with this stuff. Listen, I'm very happy with Mood. You get smokable flour, edibles, vapes, pre-rolls, concentrates, and all sorts of wacky toys that you kids love. Look at this. Look at these buds, man. They're mouth-watering buds. I tell you what, rapid onset edibles, can't beat them, folks. Can't beat them. Here's what you do. You go to hellomood.co. You got that? hellomood.co. And use the coupon code MINDDOG. That's MINDDOG. MINDDOG. Look at all this beautiful bud, folks. I'm telling you, you can't. Hellomood.co. Use the coupon code MINDDOG. For your first purchase over $100, you're going to save $40. That's 40%, dude. But if you spend $200, you're still going to get that $40. So you're better off just spending $101, get your almost 40% off, and take it from there. Anyway, hellomood.co. I hope you try it out. Use the coupon code MINDDOG, MINDDOG. John says erotic mood is wishful thinking mood. Well, yeah. Like I said, at my and I was talking about this with Surfer Phil, who's 62 years old. We went to lunch last week, and we were talking about a lot of things. What happens when you get old. Now, I say this as a person who's married at an older age, and whenever you get married, newlyweds, you go through the fuck like a bunny stage in your newlywed. Like you're fucking every night, sometimes 3 or 4 times a night. Sometimes, right up until you got to get up to work the next morning. That's what happens when you get married. So as an older person, you do that for a couple of years, you start to slow down a little bit. It's not like you're 21 and you can shoot loads all fucking day. It's just not. So by the time you're 63, you will see a beautiful woman and get an idea. Boy, I'd love to give her 20 seconds of my time. But in reality, that's all you really got. Robert De Niro just had a kid at 79. This is Viagra, folks, or all these pills. This is because, guys, let's be honest. Without the pills, without the boner pills, you got nothing. And I think it's a crime that a man should father a child at 79-year-old. That kid's going to grow up without a father. You can't. Well, if you're super rich and you can afford immortality drugs, I guess, you might be around to see your kid graduate high school. If you're having a kid at 79, think about it. The kid's going to graduate high school when you're 97 years old. The odds of you making it, again, depends on your social status and your wealth. And maybe in the very near future, people will be living to 130, 140, 150, 190, but not now. So I think it's irresponsible. You're never going to have a real relationship with your son. It's not even like a grandfather son or child relationship. It's like a grandfather, great grandfather relationship with your grandchild at that 79 years old. And this is what boner pills are doing. And listen, if you're a woman and you're a woman who's looking to hook up with an old man, waiting for him to die so you can take over. Don't act like this doesn't happen. Don't you dare act like this isn't a reality. Women, Anna Nicole Smith, do you think she was really into that fucking, sheet of a man? It was a sheet. That's all he was. And it happens all the time. You're seeing all these young girls, young women with rich old dudes. You can't tell me it's about the dick. Even with reinforced, tress rods and boner pills, it ain't about the dick. It's about waiting for him to die so you can take over the bank account and then get yourself a boy toy. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that's the way it is. But now this is where it becomes unfair. That was always the situation. We've always had that. But women didn't have to deal with horny old grandpa because he's on some artificial boner pill. I think that changed the dynamic. Okay. You want to hang out and wait for my bank account and you're going to count the days till I die. Well, you're going to take a lot of old man pruny dick. Ooh, man. Talk about revolting thoughts. Pruny dick. Old man pruny dick. You're going to take a lot of that as your penance for just being after the money. So it changed everything. But you're going to have a generation of kids who don't know fathers at all. We talk about the importance of fathers, and I do think, I am the product of not having a father. I did have a father, but he wasn't, listen, he lost me at the racetrack, Santa Anita racetrack, which has been in the news a lot lately. He lost me at the racetrack when I was 3 years old. That's how much he gave a shit about me. So, no, I didn't have a father. And then rewriting a chapter of the book last night. I'm going back to the day I came home from school and mom and dad were both in jail and I decided to leave home. I was 13 and a half years old. I didn't actually put the plan into action for another couple of months. So I was just turned 14 when I actually left home. You need a father. I mean, there are so many things that I don't know how to do. Manly things. Yeah. Working on cars and plumbing and electric and stuff. Manly things, man stuff, power tools, all that kind of stuff. So many things I don't know about, having not really. And my father was great at all this stuff. He fixed everybody's stuff on the block we lived. He was the repairman for everybody. He didn't pass any of that shit along to me because we never fucking hung out. Never really. The only time he ever hung out with me was taking me to a hit. A legitimate mob hit. So, going through some shit, rewriting the book about the day I came home from school and mom and dad were both in jail. My brother doesn't like me talking about this stuff. It's out there. It's been out there for so long, and everybody knows about it. I mean, what are you gonna do? Hide this shit? Oh, I come from a criminal family, not a big time made man type of family. None of that. Just a low level criminal type of family. But so growing up without a father, I'm your example of what happens. We're gonna have generations and generations of me or people like me, fucked up like me, because of fucked up people like Robert De Niro using boner pills to get women pregnant when you're 79 years old. And how could, you have to have enough money to hire a nanny. That's all I could say. So anyway, where was I? What the hell am I talking about? What am I even doing here, folks? The rest of the week, let me tell you about the rest of the week. I'm getting text messages from people all over the place. Oh, John Cordes, Scott says, is the guy in the Bisbee Music Hall of Fame. Tom Kanopka, if you're out there, if you know John, let me know. I find this interesting. Bisbee has a Music Hall of Fame. Do you not? By the way, John, no, more nice things from John, but it's I heal the world. Nah, if I could heal one person at a time, I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words and I appreciate the kind thoughts and all that stuff. I do have good intentions about what we're doing here or what I'm trying to do here. I need some help, and that's why I'm looking for co-hosts and contributors. I know you guys who have been guests on the program would make great contributors, and here's my sales pitch for it. Not to kind of go along with this comment that John made, heal the world nonsense, because I don't feel like a healer. I really don't. But I do think I am trying to do something positive, and it becomes more likely that we will have a positive effect on the world the more people get on this. Now, I'm not putting myself out there as a cult leader or any of this stuff. I just need a team to help me with this stuff, and equal billing with all that stuff. It's a great chance for you to listen. If you can write material prolifically and let people know, every time you come on to do 3 minutes or segment, I got this idea. I just want to do it as a sit down live piece or as a tape piece and send it in and tag it with your information, your booking information. There are bookers watching the show and listening to the show, more so listening to the show. Bookers from several clubs in this area, not just in this area, but all along the Southeast, some parts of the Midwest, and believe it or not, the West. We get lots of bookers who listen to the show. I know this for a fact because I get emails from them. So, and fans, lots of fans of comedy out there. So it's all of that. It would be a great vehicle for anybody who can do 3 to 5 minutes worth of material. I'm going to take a break and just see if I can deal with my allergies. I'll be right back. Just go get some coffee. I'm going to get some coffee. This episode is brought to you by Koa Coffee. If you are a coffee connoisseur and want to experience the best coffee Hawaii has to offer, no blends, no compromise, Try the true taste of aloha. Koa Coffee produces premium Hawaiian coffee, hand-picked, expertly roasted, and delivered from Hawaii to your door with aloha. From award-winning 100% Kona coffee grown on the slopes of the Mauna Loa volcano to the unique mocha beans of Maui, they strive to provide their loyal customers with the best quality and freshness. Since 1997, Koa Coffee has been known far and wide as a product of utmost quality, and their awards prove it. Koa Coffee was featured in Forbes' Top 10 Coffees of the World. This is the coffee Forbes called the best coffee in America. Find out what it's all about. Go to minddogtv.com/coffee. Oh, that's right.
You're listening to Coffee with a Dog on Live 365 Mind Dog Radio.
You are listening to Coffee with the Dog on Live 365 and iHeartRadio, and wherever you might find us, like Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and Govs Radio. Good morning, Govs people. Guy Ismo was at Govs last week, and I didn't know about it. I just found out about this guy. Very, very funny. I don't know. Are you familiar with Ismo? I'm not sure that's how you pronounce his name. ISMO. Ismo. He is Mo. From Finland. Does a lot of language and cultural humor. Really funny guy. He's not like a Yakov Smirnoff pain in the ear, but a country. Not that kind of stuff, but very funny. Very insightful, and you got to love his personality. So I got to love it. Anyway, if I would have known he was at Governor's this past week, I would have worked my balls off, or at least one of them. Can't get rid of both of them yet, not just yet, to get him on the program. And I don't know how I missed it, but lately, Govs has been doing some weird stuff with, free admission and stuff. I don't get any of these notices. I don't know what happened to my subscription to their newsletter to know who's going to be there. Have an interesting, very weird kind of week lined up. Tomorrow morning, Lori S. strikingly hysterical. Lori S. That can't be her full name. And this is a person I found on Facebook. I just saw one of her reels, and it made me laugh. And I said, you know what? You want to come on the program? This is a while back now. She would love to be on the program, but I can't find out anything more about it. And this is, I don't know if she's part of Road Comics of America, but one of the things I think we need to start really emphasizing to people in comedy, whether they're part of Road Comics of America or just casual people who are calling themselves a comedian, putting themselves out there. Bio is important, folks. I know people can tell you're a comedian. You put in your Facebook profile, comedian, stand-up comedian, philosopher, whatever you put, mental health advocate. A lot of people with that. That's not a bio. If you're gonna, and this, I know it sounds like I'm lecturing. I'm not lecturing. I'm just saying it would be really helpful if you're going to start to publicize yourself and promote yourself to have a short bio, a one-pager. Typical thing with booking for television, radio, and now podcasts, called a one-pager. And it's not that difficult to put together. It's a headshot, a very short bio, maybe one paragraph, two tops, your significant achievements, and that could be anything. Winning open mic night contest or whatever it is. Your significant achievements. What have you done that make me say, wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty impressive. Hello from North Korea, eh? Seriously. Why am I doubting that? I don't believe you're actually from North Korea. If you're from North Korea, no, I'm not from North Korea. You think Kim Jong-il, whatever his name is? Come on. And what is somebody named Angus doing in North Korea? No, I was born at night, but not last night. Come on, you're not from North Korea. If you're from North Korea, call a number. Call the number that's on the screen. Area code 631-769-5242. Let's hear your voice. I don't think you can even get internet. You can't get this show in North Korea. One place we don't have, I'm positive we have no audience, is in North Korea. I'm going down with the rest of the week. Lori S. Strikingly will be here tomorrow. Lori S. Strikingly Hysterical. That's too long a name to be introduced. Oh, it's hilarious. Lori S. Strikingly Hilarious. Too long a name to be listed on the marquee or to be introduced by another comedian at an open mic night. So we'll just call her Lori S. But and now I have no bio on her. I can't even tell you how long she's been doing it. I think she might be a mother because she responded to my Happy Mother's Day thing post yesterday. I don't know, but I would guess she hasn't been in a game that long. Okay, on Wednesday, the 17th, Reed Messerschmidt, who is the host of the Irrationally Exuberant podcast, who has been on this program twice. I consider him a friend. He's a bit of an anti-boomer guy. So I'm going to ask him if he considers me his friend. Am I his only boomer friend? I want to know about that. But Reed is a brilliant fiction writer, and his Irrationally Exuberant podcast is a fiction podcast. It's like historical fiction and pop culture. Wow, that is a unique. I wonder if he even describes it as that. But can't speak English, but you're right in English. Okay. It's I'm not believing you're in North Korea. I'm sorry, but that's not a problem. I mean, I don't know why you would say that if it weren't true, but uh, you're friends with Kim Jong Un. Yeah. Now you got me. I believe it. I'm totally believing now. But Reed will be on the program Wednesday, and we'll talk a little bit about his writing. And he's a really, really interesting guy. And I think uh, once you see him in action and hear what he has to say, I think you'll want to follow his podcast and become a follower of his. Then Wednesday evening, Aaron Shelley, who is an author, entrepreneur, and a guy who wants to tie business to family life. In his book, I went to the boathouse with Kim Jong Un and it was smaller than I thought. I don't know. Are you getting a kick out of this stuff? Because I don't know why you're doing what you're doing, but you're free to keep doing it. Um, Whatever. So Aaron Sheely, but one of the things he talked about, he's a guy from Podmatch again. So there's a 50-50 he won't show up. Although he did respond to the link I sent him for the program, knows it's all scheduled and all that stuff. But he talked about hiring a wife. Like getting married should be like a job fulfillment practice. Like you're interviewing your spouse for a job, the job of being your wife or being your husband. That's kind of cold and dry. And I do think part of humanity's, I'm not anti-business. I'm not. We need business. If it weren't for business, none of us could, practice the art that we love to practice. There'd be no commerce. We need business. But I think if business becomes your whole life and you treat your family as a business, you're missing a lot of what life has to offer. I think there's a time for business. You know, this is biblical, folks. I hate to get biblical because I wanted to go on a religious rant this morning about how religion is destroying us. But from the Bible. There's a time for everything. There's time to work and a time to play. And the time to be with your family is not, in my opinion. So it could be a contentious interview because I'm not on board with this whole family. Listen, if you can make it work, if you can have a business that is a family business and it keeps your family tighter as a unit and you all have something to work towards together as a family, that's a great positive thing. But if you're treating your dating a wife or dating a woman as a prospective job interview to be your wife, I think you're missing out on some of the stuff that life has to offer. Anyway, that'll be Wednesday night if he shows up. Aaron Shelley. He's got a book out. What's his book called? Called How to Be a Capitalist Insane Person. I was like, no, that's not what it's called. I'm sorry. That's just mean and a terrible thing for me to say. Again, I don't really have a problem with capitalism. I have a problem with uncontrolled capitalism or capitalism run amok. And here's where I wanted to talk about today. The Church of Latter-day Saints, Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints, the Mormon Church, hiding $32 billion in assets. Now, we don't tax churches, right? So why would they be hiding? Why would they be hiding $32 billion? But this, to me, this just says we really do need to tax the churches. We live in a time that is really, really heading deep and dark and quickly into theocracy. How about you over there in North Korea? You digging on the religion stuff, or is Kim Jr. religion? I'm talking to him as if he's really in North Korea like that. But here in America, the Christo-fascism that's on the rise, big time. And we have two schools. We have two people who recognize the problem that presents and people who want to force a biblical citizenship test on all of us who probably can't pass it themselves. Those people, and then people who just deny it, deny that it's a problem. No, not a problem. Even though, oddly enough, more than half of my friends who I would say are deeply committed to the Republican Party, being on the right, half of them, well, at least half of them, don't go to church. They're not. Some of them are flat out atheists. Some of them are just Christian in name only. But they're not really down on all the. But the people they support are down hard with this idea that we're a Christian nation and you have to be a Christian to be welcome in America. And it's voting against your own interest. It's being against everything you're for. But we are. Good morning, Carl. That's how women do it. That's how women do what? Um, I'm not sure what you mean. Are you behind on the stream? Is that possible? I was talking about. Are you? Oh, what was the bathhouse like? I think it was boathouse. Oh no, he did say bathhouse. I thought he meant boathouse. Now, keep in mind, he's in North Korea, right? Or she's in North Korea, and doesn't speak English well, right? No, I'm in North Korea myself. I'm in South Korea. I'm in Middle Korea. I'm right on the demilitarized zone. Like I'm watching, I'm watching nothing. I'm watching both sides from here, keeping an eye on both sides. You got South Korea over there, North Korea over there. Wait, backwards. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so the rest of the week, Chris Pernod, comedian out of New Jersey, funny guy, been with us before. Hasn't been with me since Kiera was the co-host. We'll be back on the 18th of May, which is Thursday, and then on Friday, Asher Laub who is a violinist, booked on the program. Now, here's the deal. And maybe it's possible that we will have another guest on Friday. It might be a double guest Friday. But Asher Laub, Laub, is a violinist. And we know the music business is rough on pop people making pop records, and people, uh, pop, country, rock. It's difficult on commercial artists today. John Luke Ponty would probably starve if he had to start fresh as a young artist today. I'm just wondering where the money is in violinists, as solo violinist, and I'll talk to him about the difficulty. You think comedians have it rough? Imagine being a violinist. No matter how good you are, a lot of your earning power will probably come busking. Seriously, you're going to be in the subway, even though you could be at Avery Fisher Hall that evening playing for maybe a packed room. But the one-offs, I mean, the audience. Well, how do I put that? The audience is dumbed down, so there's no significant numbers of people willing to pay on a consistent basis to see a dude play a violin. Jackie told me he was going to get me Elsa Schlesinger. Tom Ingenito from Omnipop has been promising to deliver Elsa Schlesinger to this program. She's a violinist, but you notice, even though she's a very good violinist, she had to add comedy into her performance. Comedy as a way to support herself financially. It's true. It's listen, if you love comedy, it's not a sad thing, but it's a sad state of affairs for culturally what it says about us as a people when uh, really fine musicians can't make a living from their music. And we're stuck with crap, cookie cutter crap that is making millions of dollars. Taylor Swift, I don't want me to put her down, and she's very talented at what she does. She's selling a lot of blonde pussy along with cookie cutter pop, or she is selling blonde pussy. I don't care what you say. I know I'm being a misogynist pig. Bring the misogyny. Uh, she's selling a lot of blonde pussy. Listen, if Taylor Swift looked like me, she would not be all that successful. If she was fat and ugly as a woman, or didn't have a good makeup artist right from I understand she started as a kid, but even as a kid, she was rich and had hairstylists and beauty stylists as a child. I'm gonna stick with she's uh, selling a lot of blonde pussy, but that is the state of music. And so you're either hip hop or cookie cutter pop or bro country. It's all the same. It's all formula. It's all as dumb as can be. Even if on the odd chance or the odd circumstance that you get one intelligent, witty piece of lyricism, most of the songs and most of the lyrical content is just crap. It's either this is why Ed Sheeran got sued. It's not because Marvin Gaye's family is greedy. It's because people just using the same fucking background tracks for everything and just changing a lyric here, a melody note here and there. Rick Beato does a whole thing on why the proliferation of lawsuits in the music industry, but it boils down to So 1564 type of progressions that just pervade every fucking song, every song. And I think that's how Sheeran won his case. He just went on the stand and said, these are the songs that are on the charts today using the same exact fucking chord progression. No wonder people are suing each other. So it all comes down to how do you make money as a virtuoso on an instrument like violin. So the other possible guest is another virtuoso guitar player who I've known virtually all my life. Uh, he's been saying maybe the 19th was a good day for him. He's been a record producer of some for very top name artists. He's been people you would definitely recognize their names and some of his songs he's written and produced, but he's not a household name. But he's my first guitar teacher ever, my first influence in the music world. Had a tremendous amount of influence on me and how I approach music. He might be with us on Friday, but until I get a confirmation, I'm not going to say for sure. Uh, listen, I could wrap it here. I know we have people in the chat room. If anybody feels like dropping in and being part of a quick conversation, that's fine. You can. I can send you a link, or I can wrap it up very soon here. I do have quite a bit of business to take care of. This is weird that Kenny Arnoff was sent it because I just sent out uh, reels with me. I just got a video from Kenny Arnoff. I've been sending out videos of my interview with him to musicians as a way to impress them, as this is the kind of cool stuff that you could share and connect with your audience about on the program. And I've gotten some interesting response to that. Daisy's, the place I played last Sunday, is having Swifty Saturday. Just talking about Taylor Swift. Uh, I guess it's playing it's playing old, new, and classic Taylor Swift hits all night long. So you're gonna go to Daisy's Daisy's Nashville Pub in Patchogue on a Saturday night, and you're gonna hear nothing but Taylor Swift songs without the blonde pussy. Wow. Happy Swifty Saturday. Come down and we'll spin. Oh, it's wreckage. It's not even a cover band, like a blonde girl up there with a guitar with simulated blonde pussy. This is a DJ spinning the old, new, and the classic Taylor Swift hits. Okay, I'm put out a challenge to my chat room here. Or even if you're on the radio and you want to call in, people are fucking shy with the fucking phone calls, by the way. And I didn't even get a chance to test this Google voice. 61769 5242 is the number. Give me a classic Taylor Swift hit. Tell me one. I see Angus from North Korea got a little shy when the Last Rites pod asked him or her what the bathhouse was like. Why would you? What? I don't know. I don't know. What? I don't understand the motivation and the kicks people get. What? What's fun about saying I'm calling from North Korea? Like, you think people believe that, and you're putting one over? What do you get out of that? What are you doing it for? Seriously. So again, I guess we'll get the app. We'll tell you to get the app. I know this has been a shitty show today. Mondays. I generally don't even try to book guests for Mondays because I like to have a weekend rehash. This week was a very uneventful weekend. I did have a couple of gigs, but for the most part, what I'm learning is the time has come for me to put down the lawnmower. I mowed the lawn yesterday, and I tell you, I really thought I was going to die for about an hour afterwards. And you don't feel it. This is so fucking weird. While you're doing it, you might feel a little fatigue, but you don't really feel like you're going to die. Nothing's happening. I'm not coughing up my lung or nothing. The minute you stop mowing the lawn and you go, wow, I'm a little out of breath, go to sit down, then it starts catching up with me. And I'm hacking up a lung. My wife is looking like, you ready to go to the hospital? I'm like, I'll be better in a little while, just recovering. But it doesn't happen. Yeah, I mean, it goes on an hour and a half, laying on the floor, sweating, coughing up blood, not blood, coughing up phlegm, like an old man. Time for me to actually break down and hire a landscaping crew, which I don't really like. I hate when my neighbors have that because they come with like 9 guys with mowers and all that stuff at once, and it's a disturbance. And I don't really like being a disturbance. I don't like when my neighbors are a disturbance. I don't want to be a disturbance. Oh, by the way, Frank should be in Austin as of last night, with courtesy of Koa Coffee and Mind Dog TV, to go see Doug Stanhope today live at 12 Central Time, which is 3 hours from now, right? In Austin, Texas, at Joe Rogan's joint, the mothership. Uh, so that should be in 2 days in a row, going to see Doug Stanhope do a noontime day drinking show that I believe it's being obviously being taped, but for an album. But I think it's also being videotaped. I'm pretty sure it's being videotaped for a special for who knows where. So, Frank, if you're out there, or if I know Frank's a podcast listener, so he listens to this on demand afterwards. Frank, when you hear this, you really should be calling in. Actually, tomorrow we should hear from you. If you hear this tonight, I'll send you an email. But we should get a report from you. I mean, we did spend a lot of money sending you there, getting your hotel, getting the tickets, all that kind of stuff. We deserve a live report, just a recap. I know a lot of people are shy, don't want to talk on something like this. Obviously, we'll have the phone number up there the whole fucking time. Nobody's calling in. Uh, but anyway, we definitely want to hear from Frank. Don't we want to hear from Frank? How do I take his number out of there? Take the number. Might as well take that number down. So I think I'll just wrap it up. What do you think? I'll just wrap this up and start again. Try tomorrow. I do have a lot of stuff to do today. Business stuff, booking stuff, and tomorrow I will start to get in touch with people about the co-hosting stuff. People who have expressed an interest in that. Today I'm going to go over the best of the applications or people who said they were interested. And then tomorrow we'll start making some phone calls and touching base with some of these people. But there's also the contributor position out there that I got a blank space today, baby. I'll write your name. What does that mean? What is that? Is that a Taylor Swift song? I don't know. I wouldn't know. Yeah. Anyway, wherever the hell I was talking about that I got sidetracked from that. Oh, Stanhope's thing. We deserve at least for all the money. I mean, we had to spend, not me personally, but we had to spend over $1,200 on this whole shindig, having to change airports, that starting airports and all that kind of stuff, and redo tickets. It had to cost over $1,200 here. We deserve at least some kind of report, some kind of recap. Even if you want to call me tonight, Frank, and tell me about it, and then I'll relay it if you're really shy. But what's to be shy? Nobody's listening anyway. What do we got? 13 people watching right now. I don't know how many are listening on the radio, but it's probably not a whole lot more than that. Well, and then maybe a few more on go. But really, it's like talking to your high school class or something. There's not a lot of people. You don't have to be nervous. Of course, people will hear it on the back end. Oh, yes. So don't be shy is all I'm saying. There's no reason to be shy. Man, I got to stop taking emails and all these correspondence that aren't about the show while I'm trying to talk to people. Anyway, that's today. Did you get anything out of this? Was this of value to anybody? What do we got here? Who is Frank? Picks, please. Frank, I don't have any picks, Frank. Frank is the guy who won the contest for the Doug Stanhope thing. He said he lived in Allentown, Pennsylvania, but it turns out he lives in Dayton, Ohio. And he's going to see Doug Stanhope. He won the tickets for the taping today. But we had originally booked his flight out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, because he said he lived in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Turns out he lives in Dayton, Ohio. I believe we had to get a ticket out of Columbus or Cincinnati, somewhere like that. And this is why I'm never doing anything like that again. Best intentions become so much friggin' work, so much going back and forth. Not fun. Well, maybe, I'll tell you what, maybe if I grow a team and we get some contributors and get some people who are on the team, Team Mind Dog. I'll get you a nice t-shirt that says Team Mind Dog on it. How about that? If you join the team. Maybe then there'll be some time and energy to devote to doing some cool things like contests. But for the meantime, as of now, I'm swearing off of them because it just ends up being a bunch of nightmare bullshit work for me that I don't need. I just don't need that. Laurie is strikingly hilarious. I'm just going to call Laurie S. comedian from a faraway land, not North Korea, will be here tomorrow. Me, I'm going to go mow the lawn. No, I'm not. The lawn's already mowed. Maybe I'll start looking for a landscaping company with everything else I have to do today. Is that the show for today? I feel bad leaving you with a show that has absolutely no fucking value whatsoever. Just me ranting for an hour. I feel really bad about that. Not bad enough to not say, go turn on your radio. Go turn on your radio and make it Mind Dog Radio. Get the app from your app store, Mind Dog Radio, or just go to live365.com and look up Mind Dog Radio. There you go. I'm out of here. Bye for now. 1, 2, 3. See, I fucked up with that. You let me get away with it.
Around the world.
me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.